Okay. So, we know that the heart area in the body is the middle dantian. Uh, so classically, there's the lower dantian in the belly or below the belly, sort of the womb, so to speak. There's the lower dantian, the middle dantian in the middle of the chest, and then the upper dantian is in the middle of the brain. Um, and then there's a dantian in the perineum, and then one down below the body in the earth, and one at the crown of the head, and one above the head, and then also in the hands and in the bottoms of the feet. So, what's the difference between dantians and the seven chakras? And I would say this is a question not to worry about. The chakras are Vedic, and they originated in the teachings of the Hindu tradition, and migrated into medicine and a lot of other things. And the dantians, I think, are quite similar. Um, uh, I guess one difference is that the whole system was utilized, and it created acupuncture, acupressure, and they utilized the whole meridian system for healing, which the Vedic didn't do. But when we do opening the seven gates, I mean, I consider that a Taoist practice, even though the seven gates are the seven chakras. But so the middle dantian, um, the heart area, um, is the center of connection, connectedness. So there are two things going on there. One is the heart that's circulating the blood. So that's the water element, and then the heat element within the body. So it's moving the blood, it's moving the chi within the body. And then there are the lungs that are interfacing the interiority of the body with the world. And so the air is coming from the outer world, coming into the system, and then going back out. So the heart is the center of sort of warmth, and connection. So connection to the outside world. So that would include people. And my teacher, Trisha Yu, taught a lot about connecting through the heart. And she even called it emotional center sometimes, that this was our center of connection. Um, so that's good to keep in mind. Um, there's also in Mahayana Buddhism, there's the Heart Sutra, which is the most important sutra in Mahayana Buddhism, that is chanted more often than any other sutra in the world in that tradition. And some of that comes directly from Taoism. And one of the main elements of the Heart Sutra is form becoming emptiness and emptiness becoming form. So boundlessness becoming form, form becoming boundlessness. And this is the Taiji symbol, where, 100 years ago, none of us was here. And then we came into form, and then we'll die and we'll go back into boundlessness. And all things, that's the nature of all things that arise. They come from boundlessness, according to this teaching, and they linger, and then they pass back into boundlessness. And so we can see this all the time. This is obvious that things appear and have a life and then disappear. Even in our mind, our mind will be sort of empty, and then there'll be a form will appear, like a thought or an emotion, sensation will appear, and it'll linger, and then it'll pass back into boundlessness. So the Heart Sutra, I mean, something I've studied for decades. And I think it's very central to these Qigong practices with the heart that we're doing. So I might bring that in or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Oh, and here's Esty. Happy Valentine's Day, Esty. Hi. You missed the whole intro, but that's all right. It was just words. Oops, let's change the view for the people on YouTube. There we go. Okay. Well, let's bow to the 7 directions. And so we're going to lift the hands. So we start by dipping the knees and then come up, lift the hands. And you'll see that this is at the middle dantian. The bowing, the mudra for bowing happens at the middle dantian, at the heart. And so this is acknowledging the heart connection between the one who's bowing and that which is bowed to, or the person we are bowing to. Okay, so this is the gesture of connection, okay, at the heart. We're not bowing down here or up here, we're bowing here. Okay, so bowing to the east, the south, west, and north, and back to east. So, and now we're connecting from the heart up vertically. So above, and below, and within. Okay, very good. Okay, let's loosen up the upper body, head and neck. Okay, good. Now, as we go to this one, so opening the breath, opening the heart, it can be very useful to, this is very front oriented. Okay, we're opening this way and then closing. But we can also, at the same time we open to the front, we have to imagine opening to the back so that it goes right through. So, and then as we breathe in and out the front and the back. So let's try this. Right. So we're going to go with an in breath. Let's breathe this in the front. Breathe in the front and then breathe out the back. And repeat. Okay, very good. Okay, now let's practice the other way. So breathe in the back and out the front. Okay, very good. And now just breathe right through. Okay, let's do a couple more. And now without the hands and arms, let's practice so breathing in the front, filling up the body. Breathe out the back. So we're imagining this and feeling it in the body. What would it feel like to have air rushing out the back between the shoulder blades? Okay, so the front is the scene, that it's what is seen, what we can see to the front. The back is unseen. Okay, so by including the unseen, we're including boundlessness or emptiness, because we know that there's space behind us, but we can't see it or hear it or contact it. So when we breathe that in, we're breathing in this absolute spaciousness. And when we breathe out, we're breathing the seen into the unseen. Okay, if that makes sense. That's why this can be very transformational, just to breathe the unseen, the unknown, the unbounded, to breathe that into the bounded body. Okay, so this is the yin and yang. So we breathe in, we fill up, we breathe out, and then we empty out. So breathing out, that's spaciousness, boundlessness. Breathing in is form. We take form with the in breath. Okay, so and the proof of this is that when we're born, the first thing we do is we breathe in, we take form, we breathe in. And that brings to awareness this form of the body. We breathe out. The last thing we do before we die, we breathe out, and that empties the body and brings in boundlessness. Okay? So this is a very kind of minute rhythm of the breath, 12 times a minute, more or less. And it's a very big rhythm of being born, living a life, and dying. It's the same. Okay. Okay. Let's maybe broaden your stance a little, and let's sit down, and then the in-breath. So bring up the holding the tree posture, embracing the moon posture. Okay. Now this is at the level of the middle dantian. So the heart is sort of where the arms kind of connect, so to speak. And the heart is right opposite the hands. And by pointing the fingers to each other, this is like synapses in the brain or capillaries in the body. There's an unseen connection of the fingers, sort of a synapse or a capillary action. And so this is a position of embracing the heart. It's enclosed. See, it's not out here, or it's enclosed. And so we're circulating the energy of the heart, we're circulating it around here and enhancing it. And there's a connection between the palms and the heart. Okay, so now breathing, so it's like breathing crane. So with the in breath, hands go out, out breath, hands come back. And so what we're doing here, we're breathing in and out the front and the back. We're actually breathing in and out from all directions. Filling and emptying the body. Okay, and then just dropping into stillness, or just holding this position. We can maybe feel or imagine a connection between the fingers, between the palms, and then palms to the chest area. And then just breathe naturally, relax the body. And then you can intentionally breathe front, back, or all around. If breathing out the back is new to you, I would suggest trying that for a while. Okay, so if you breathe in the front and out the back, and then circle around with the arms back to the front. So breathe in from the hands, breathe out the back, and then come around the arms, and then breathe in from the front again. Okay, and now then reverse, breathe in the back, out the front, and then around the arms and to the back again. So this is just a standing meditation posture. And because it's focused on the middle dantian, breath practices are very appropriate for this particular position. Because this is where the attention is. Okay, so as we sit down and then we go up into window to the moon. So again, you can do the breath practices here. So you can breathe in, breathe the starlight in the palms and so on, and then out again. But this is focused on the upper dantian and not the middle. Okay, so let's just come back down. So the Buddha taught that breath meditation is the fundamental practice for all forms of meditation. That it is not enough in and of itself just to do breath meditation, but it's the foundation for all meditation practices. Okay. Okay, very good. All right, loosen up a little. Okay, now you know this one. Well, let's start here. So we want to remember the lower dantian. We want to remember the connection to the earth before we move all the way up. So we want to establish the roots and so on. So we're grounded in the body. So the middle dantian brings in the air element too. This is the earth element. We want to be very grounded there. Okay, so then dipping the knees as we come up. So now we're introducing the water element, the blood and the liquids in the body, the heat element, and the air element here. Okay, so let's do touching heaven, touching earth. This is very much about the middle dantian. And so first, so one hand up and one hand down. So I just want to be clear, the palms are facing each other. And as I've been taught, it's as if there's a pane of glass and the hands are resting on it. Okay. Vertical. And then this one we stretch the fingers, stretch the body. Okay, and bring attention to the heart area, the breath. Okay, now here we can breathe from the earth up and then up into the cosmos, out, and then breathe down from the cosmos to the heart and back down to the earth. Okay, so we're doing front to back before, now we're doing up and down. So this comes down through the crown of the head and up through the perineum. And any way you want to do this, but this is centered in the heart. So if you breathe up from the earth, it comes up to the heart, and then you breathe out from the heart up into the universe. Then you breathe down from the universe to the heart, and then down into the earth. Or you can just pass through the whole thing if you want to. Okay. So that's what our gestures are going to be. So now let's come down. So we're bringing down and up back to the heart. Okay, so here you can practice front and back if you like. Okay, and now this is this is the literal reaching out. This is the connection. And this is stretching too, stretching a little bit. And we're connecting out sort of to all, to the world, to all, to other beings, and out through the fingertips and in all directions. And you can imagine the arms get infinitely long if you want to. And then, of course, this goes behind us as well. Okay. Okay, very good. Now we bring this in. Now we're going to do the other hand. Okay, then up and down. You can breathe right through if you like, right from the cosmos all the way down into the earth or up. Very good. And then come bringing back. So go ahead and do this at your own pace. I'm keeping in mind that these are also postures and you can relax into them. So, and hold the posture as long as you want to. And organize the breathing through the heart in some way, front, back, up, down, all around, whatever you want to do. But these are all centered in the heart. And then whenever you're ready, you can go to the next position. So we're doing this very mindfully. You can also, if you like, you can just do it as a movement. So without holding any of the postures, you can just do it as a continuous movement. And that's fine too. Whatever you like. Just be aware of the breath, however you're doing it. This always reminds me of a dandelion that's gone to seed. So it kind of makes a sphere, but there's a center to it. The center is the heart. Okay, very good. And then when you're finished, then just go into the middle and lower dantian. So we'll reconnect. Okay, very good. So we've been focusing on the middle dantian a lot. So let's do trembling mountain and just bring the attention to the whole body. Okay, let's go another half a minute or so. Okay, all right. Just reduce the movement. Let's align the whole system. So starting down in the center of the earth, feeling and imagining roots through the feet. Okay, good. And then bringing the attention up through the feet and the perineum and up into the belly, lower dantian. And feel that in the middle of the body. And then dipping the knees and raise a hand, excuse me, hand up to the heart. We're aware of the center of the heart, the middle, aware of the lower, aware of the earth. Okay, and then place one hand behind the head, one hand on the forehead, aware of the center of the brain, just lined up with the others. Okay, and then reaching up, embracing the column, extending way, way, way up through the crown. Okay, good. So they call this the string of pearls. So as we just bring the hands down, so each one of these centers is a pearl, and they're all aligned. Okay, very good. All right, let's bring up our stool. So Master Lee taught us the heart meditation a long time ago, back in the 90s. And the first is the begging dog movement. So in breath, okay. And then we make the Zong Tian movement. So we make our hands with an opening, as if you had a blade of grass and you're going to blow on it and make that sound. And then looking between the thumbs. So we'll blow into that. And this is the first opening movement of the heart meditation. Okay. So you start with an in breath and then out breath. And then begging dog and back down. So you want to feel that string of pearls, that alignment in the body. Okay. So next in breath, begging dog movement, and then up, 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 above the head, keep going up. So still in alignment. And now we're going to open, open, open. So the name of this movement, the name of this posture is Love Descends on Me. And so this is, love is the warmth. And so it's the light. So we're opening to the light of the stars and the warmth of love that comes down into the crown of the head, the forehead, into the palms, and all down to the heart. So it's filling the heart. So the eyes can be open, closed, or partway and looking up. Okay, so we breathe in the light of the stars and then breathe out down into the earth. And the visualizations may morph for you, and that's fine. Just let them do that. Okay. And now we're going to close this up and then bring the hands down to the heart area. And the name of this, the translation of the name of this is Unraveling the Heart. I'm not sure what that means. So remember, behind the body, so this is, you're going to feel the warmth of the palms, feel the warmth of the heart and the body. And in this position, we're aware of circulating the warmth, the energy, the blood within the body. This is an enclosed posture. Just notice the tingling in the body, the life force energy, and the heat. And the warmth then is emotionally, the warmth is love. Okay, very good. And then return the hands to the first to the legs, the knees. And the next one is called Supreme Truth. So the in-breath, we're going to do the begging dog, and then breathe naturally, put the hands together. And this is just this position. And the instruction is, if you have a question, if you're confused about something, if you want clarity, if you need some kind of help about anything, you just release that vertically with the out breath. You just send it out. And the teaching was that that it will resolve, maybe not instantly, but it will resolve. So this is called Supreme Truth. And then whenever you're ready, then just come back down again. Okay, and then we repeat the Zongtian movement with the in-breath. Begging dog. So we want to take form with the in-breath, bring the attention to the body. With the out-breath, we breathe out in all directions, and we send the attention out in all directions. And then we breathe in again. So form arises from boundlessness, and form dissipates into boundlessness. So this is a sitting breath meditation. And if you do sitting breath meditation, you may want to integrate these practices with it, because this is breath meditation. And of course, you can remember doing any of the hand and arm movements if you want to. Okay, very good. Let's take a few more breaths. Okay. Now let's clap hands one time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, may your practice benefit all beings. Thank you so much for your presence. And I do have an announcement to make. The next half-day Breathing Earth Qigong retreat will be April 20th, and it will be both live at the Tai Chi Center in Madison and on Zoom. So just save the date, more on that later. And the other thing about it is that it will be taught by Don Coleman and me. And Don is a Chi master with a practice that's over 40 years and is a wonderful teacher. So the two of us will be offering that to you. So if you'd like to stay, that's fine. And if you'd like to go, happy Valentine's Day.